Hi, everyone. Just checking my own devices to make sure that I'm live. Happy Tuesday. Happy April 2nd. I'm glad that April Fool's Day is over. I didn't realize people still did that. So here we are. This is not, I'm not fooling you. I wasn't fooling you yesterday, but I wanted to say hi and just share a little story about something that just happened. And I thought it was interesting. And I kind of want to record a podcast about it, and it's why we need to get triggered. Oh my God, we need to get triggered. We need triggers. Triggers are gifts. Triggers help us realize what we're not allowing, really. So most of you know, if you are, well, yeah, if you're here on YouTube, you may not know me. But if you're on Facebook or in the group, or you are here because you either listen to the podcast or you know me personally, either way. Let's talk about triggers for a second, because I know many people come to my work or do my programs because they want to be triggered less. And that's absolutely what I want to help people do: learn how to be triggered less, because you're reinterpreting and you're healing and you're rewiring some of your core wound patterns. Absolutely. So your life is full of happiness and joy more than it ever has been before. Absolutely. That's one thing. However, you'll never heal or be healed to the point, because it's like life. We're always growing. There's no ending point. But the reason why you need to get triggered is because we're feeling beings. We have emotions. Energy is emotion. Emotion is energy. And so every day when you're looking out into the world, whatever you're looking at, whatever you're talking about, whoever you're talking to, you're going to have emotions. You're going to have interpretations of these emotions. And most of us don't like to feel some of the negative emotions, right? And that's fine. I understand that. I'm no different than you necessarily, although I might dive in deep to find the negative emotions and explore deeply for that. But I just want to share, because this morning I got triggered, and what it taught me and what I realized is that I had been, so I'm a part of a group. I'm a part of the group. It's not one of my groups. Just to make sure all of you who are in a group don't start to wonder if it's one of you. It's not. It's me in a group that none of you know about or in. Anyway, I'm in a group and I avoid the group. Actually, it's because I assume that a lot of people in that group are having really, really heightened fear, desperation, worry, and I avoid it because I don't want to get sucked into those stories and I don't want it to activate my own. However, the truth is, I have some of it too. So today, when I saw a post, and I don't normally go diving for and go down the rabbit hole, but I saw a post and I went to look at the post, and then boom, I saw something and it triggered me and I started to cry. I couldn't deny that it bothered me. And what I realized is that it activated a feeling that I don't want to feel, that I don't like to feel. I don't want to feel desperate. I don't want to feel powerless. I don't want to feel hopeless. So I choose not to go hang out over here because I don't want those things. Hey, Shauna. Right. Triggers show you where you need to heal. Absolutely. So I got triggered. Had the emotions. I cried. I let myself feel the feelings. And then a funny thing happened, because what I was coming up with was I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I was torn. I wasn't being able to fix the problem. And I'm a good problem solver. So once I allowed myself to feel these negative, ugly emotions, all of a sudden the storm sort of passed and my clarity came back. My intuition spoke to me and I figured it out. Or at least I think I did. I feel pretty good about it. But what was blocking the clarity was all of this fear of acknowledging the emotion that was already there. Funny thing about emotion. So I say this because I don't want you guys to keep denying your feelings. And I want you to dig for them and I want you to allow them. And then, I was in denial. I knew it was there and I was doing little things. I was doing little things to kind of handle it. And I was still trying to problem solve it. I was still trying to figure it out. And then today I just threw my hands up and said, I give up and I feel hopeless and I feel defeated and I feel confused and I feel all the things and boom. But now I got to hear what my intuition was trying to tell me, but it couldn't reach me because I was blocked. I was blocked with the fear that I wasn't acknowledging and really, really leaning into. So while no one loves to get triggered, it's an important process in order for you to uncover and to mirror and to release what is in your way of moving forward or getting the answers that you need. So triggers are needed and they're gifts. And if you continue to get triggered over and over again by the same things, it's a message that you need to heal whatever that interpretation is that keeps getting triggered. I just got done with one of my clients. I was supposed to be in a podcast interview right now and have another one later, not of me, not by me. But thank you, Mercury retrograde, because there was a mishap on the time zones. And then there was something that needed to be rescheduled over here. So now I'm completely free. So I thought, well, I have makeup on. Let me come and talk to you guys. If you haven't heard already, I am doing a live free 2-day consciousness upgrade summit. You're working on it, Shauna. What are you working on? You're working on allowing your triggers. You're working on allowing your emotions. Tell me more. I wanted to share that. I know you've heard it possibly or seen me post about it. If you haven't, I am hosting for the very first time the Consciousness Upgrade Summit. And it is happening April 17th and 18th. And it is free and it is all day for 2 days with amazing people who are going to blow you away. And I can't wait to also contribute to that for some of the things that some of you're going to get a little bit of behind the scenes things that I do with clients, but you're going to get it for free. And yeah, so I wanted to invite you and I'll put the banner up so that you can sign up. There we go. Theconsciousnessupgrade.com. Okay, now back to you, Shauna. So you need to rewire, babe. Let's talk about moving past your triggers. Well, so there's the being triggered part, which is the gift to tell you what needs to be healed. Good. Yes. Bouncing back quicker and having resilience. But what has been coming up over time for me. So today, and I want to thank one of my current clients. I won't call you out in case you don't want to be known right now. But after my little breakdown, I got a text message totally unprompted because I didn't share my breakdown with anyone except Doug. But I got a message that said, "Thank you for your gifts. I've been searching for you for a long time." And I was like, "Oh." I said, "Thank you." I said, "Wow, you're welcome. What triggered the feeling?" I wanted to know why that person said this. And she said, "All the content I've been immersed in. I've never heard of you before February. I've been on a nonstop JJ binge since then, and I feel I found a kindred spirit and can empathize." Anyway, so basically, thank you for your gifts. I've been searching for you for a long time. I wasn't having necessarily a business breakdown today, but it was a really nice note to get. And when I started this podcast many years ago and then moved it to Spirit, Purpose, and Energy and broke them up, I got it a lot more actually, because a lot of people that were finding the podcast were using the tools that I was talking about on the podcast, giving it to you for free and having things happen in your life and having things change. And I've just moved into a different part of this journey, which is that they're the things I can't give you anymore for free. I can give you information, I can give you inspiration, I can give you, people testimonials and things, but things like having a map after developing the core wound map, everybody needs one. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. Everybody needs one. Because if you're spending any time doing any kind of healing work, if you don't know what you're healing, how do you know if it's working? And how do you understand the difference between when in one situation you're different in the same situation, but then somehow that thing gets triggered over here. And now you're like, oh, maybe it didn't work. Maybe I didn't, like, how do we understand this trajectory that we're on? How do we make choices? So anyway, the core wound map is something that I do. Some of you are on my list and some of you have been invited to do a 6-week class with me on that. And again, it's going to start in April. So if you've gotten that email or if you've responded, really consider it, because I won't be doing that. I won't be doing them all the time. I probably won't be doing them again, but you need a map. You need to know your core wound map. I promise, because anytime you're triggered, you get to go back to the map and see why. And you get to understand it, which gives you information on what to do about it and how to either understand your healing process or choose something differently, or how to soothe and move through and process your own emotions. So that's the pitch for needing a core wound map. Of course, you can start doing it yourself. There's a course. It's the Roadmap to Emotional Healing course. You can do that. You're on your own. It won't give you the detailed layered map that I do now, which is many layers deep. Thanks, Shauna. I love you too. Um, and but everybody needs a map. I mean, like you just wouldn't even think about driving someplace new without using your GPS, or if you're old school, having a map. Would you? You wouldn't. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to drive to this place I've never been to before. I'm going to do it without a map. You wouldn't do it. So why are we treating our healing this way? Why are we just guessing? Oh, this person looks good. I'll try this modality. Oh, cool. That feels good for a little while. And then boom, but I get triggered again. Oh, let me go over here. Let me do this energy healing. Oh, that's good. But then boom, I get triggered again. And again, the triggers aren't the problem, but they're the indicators and they're opportunities. But there are patterns. And if you have the same pattern over and over again, I want to help you. Now, if you can't join one of the programs for whatever reason, come to the consciousness upgrade, because we're going to be talking about all different ways in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual into this shift, which can help you at least identify your patterns, give you some new tools, different tools, things that you could use you didn't even think about before, things that you don't realize work on several levels. So I would definitely invite you to sign up. It's free. It's going to be happening April 17th and 18th. Now, there is an upgrade for anyone that's interested. There are 3 kinds of tickets. The first one is free, and that's all you need. You can come for free. And you can check the schedule. It's on the page, theconsciousnessupgrade.com, and see who's speaking when. And it will change because it always does. To just make sure you go on the schedule to see who is on the time slots that you can attend. But once you get a taste of what's there, you're probably going to want to keep them. You're going to want to see all of them, and you're going to want to keep them because it's going to be a lot of information to go through. And even just one, I've already done a couple pre-records because a few people can't make it live. And even just one pre-record had a 30-minute after bonus material that you won't have access to. So anyway, if you would like to upgrade, and you don't have to, it's free. But if you want to, use the code JJ for the second ticket option, which is the all-exclusive pass. The all-exclusive pass is $297. If you use the code JJ, 2 capital J's, you will get $200 off of that pass, making it only $97. So if you think about, when's the last time I spent $100 on a meal or on shopping for things that maybe I gave away or things that I had for the house? So it's $97 and you get to keep them forever. So that's just my invitation for you to consider. JJ code, especially if you're coming from my YouTube or any of my Facebook or my group, please use my code JJ to get $200 off, keeping all the videos forever. So you don't have to take like notes the whole entire time. But definitely, if you're skeptical, you don't know the people, you don't know me, come check it out. You'll get a whole bunch of free stuff. Now, if you don't know me, I have a million podcasts and they're free. So I'd recommend, please, besides this YouTube channel that you're watching this on, I have so many podcasts. Click through if you're interested, because if you're still watching, you might be interested. And we do talk about many of the things on the healing journey: mental, physical, emotional. We talk about business. We talk about money. We talk about spirituality. We talk about truth seeking. We talk about doctor stuff. We talk about all kinds of stuff. And I'm always interested in learning who is ready for this information and who is wanting to join me on this path of exhilarating living and healing. So, all right, that's enough. I just wanted to stop in and say hi since I had the time and I had the makeup on and I didn't get to record 2 other podcasts today. But triggers are gifts. And if you treat them as gifts, if you become conscious of the gift, if you ask the right questions, if you take a breath, if you learn how to process emotion and bring your nervous system down to a place where you can be an observer in your life, you will be happier. You will be more fulfilled. You will find your life has shifted. But that doesn't mean that whatever level you shift to, that you're not going to have a trigger, because it's life, guys. We're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. You're not broken. Everyone's perfectly. In fact, somebody asked me today on a podcast interview earlier this morning about core wounds and sort of like who has them. Like, we all have them. Nobody escapes not having core wounds. It's just the way of the world. It's why you come into this life. It's why you're here, to sort of learn and grow and expand and learn these things, but also enjoy fun and community. So if you're looking for community, you're looking for joy and fun, and you're looking for depth and connection, please stick around. come to the Consciousness Upgrade Summit, follow me on the podcast, join me on Instagram, comment here. And I hope to meet you. I hope to help you. I hope to know more about you. And I hope that our collective energy can help shift those of us who are in search for this information and this way of living and way of being even more, because not everyone's interested in this. And that's okay. Not everybody has to be. But if you're a seeker, you're a searcher, you're looking for truths, you want to feel better, and you know innately in your bones that that there are things out there that can help you, there are. And I have some of those. I have a lot of those. I'd love to share them. And a lot of them are going to be free, and some of them are not. So the map, unfortunately, for you is not free, but it is fortunate too, because here's the last thing I'll say about things that cost money. When somebody gives you something for free, you have no skin in the game. Energetically, someone has given you something and you haven't given anything back. There's no connection. So when there's no connection because it was free, the likelihood is that you're not going to rise up to receive the gifts. For you to grow, you have to stretch beyond what you're normally doing in order for you to receive something new. So I invite you all to start saving some money. See where you can cut out different things in order for you to invest in yourself. It's one of the first acts of loving and respecting yourself and honoring yourself and valuing yourself, and in building confidence is in knowing that you are worthy, you are worth it, your happiness is worth it, your life is worth it, and your future, your children, your relationships, and your body is definitely worth elevating your consciousness, getting some support, community, tools, and love in order for you to grow into a new version, a better version of who you are. The value of what you receive from JJ is bigger than what's paid. Thanks, Shauna. Love you. Okay, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Know that it is Mercury in retrograde. Try to take things with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen. But in case it does, make light of it. Do an appreciation list. Do a rampage of appreciation. Hopefully I'll see you all somewhere soon.